Welcome to Ready to be Romanced. I'm Tori.
And I'm Kat.
And today we're discussing
Deep End.
I am so excited. Okay, so Kat and I have been talking about this book for literally months.
Yeah.
Because you're a swimmer.
I am.
And I always thought I will never write a romance novel. I'm not a writer. I'm not actually that creative in this aspect. Okay. I'm creative in other aspects.
Absolutely you are. Yeah.
And I always think I want to do like an Olympic romance.
I think you're genius. I think you're genius for thinking that.
I'm sure there's ones out there.
Well, there must be some books. Well, and there is that full feature rom-com that takes place in the Olympic Village in Korea. Do you remember? Did I tell you about this?
You did. Because we talked about this, I think, on the last episode we did.
Yeah. So there's a rom-com movie about it that's actually filmed in the Olympic Village, and it's cute as heck. But it would make a great romance, Olympic Village, all hot people, athletic people. And I had really high hopes for this book. When I found out that Allie Hazelwood was writing a book about a swimmer, I died. So yeah, we talked about it before it even came out.
Totally, because it's like, this is right up our alley. I really like Allie Hazelwood, and I love like pool scenes and like changing rooms and like stuff like that, and college campuses.
Yeah, collegiate stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, this is perfect for me. And to be honest, I did like this book. Mm-hmm. Will I read it again? Will I recommend it to anybody? No. Mm-hmm. But like, I wasn't ever like having a bad time.
Yeah. Well, and I think it is a good book. Well, if we're just like in it, it is a good book, but she needs to do a passover and edit it. This has no business being a 14-hour audiobook. Like, yes. She's pumping out too many books. Like, she's published like 6 this year. So she needs to edit this because this could have been way more concise and so engaging, but it just wasn't. I was like reading out my e-reader, so I was just like in a place of tap. Like, I was just like tap, 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 tap.
No, literally. Yeah. She could cut out, like, it was, I think 67 chapters or something like that. Like, she could have truly cut out 20 of those.
Yes.
And we don't need like 12 fucking 15 fucking swim meets. Like,
no, I know. Swim meets are so boring, both in life and
yeah, in life and in books. Like, even she couldn't jazz it up.
I know. That's funny.
I get that life as an athlete is pretty much like you get up early, you mundane. Train. Yeah, mm-hmm. It is mundane, but that's why I feel like maybe Olympics would work a little bit better, but...
Mm-hmm. Well, and how dare she not make the Olympics like the big climax and culmination of this book? Like, they go to the Olympics, right? Yes. Or they make the Olympics, and then they just like don't... It's like one sad little chapter. It's like...
No, the ending was so bad. I fucking hate how they got back together. It was so anticlimactic. And then the epilogue pissed me the fuck off because they weren't even really together. They were just texting. And yeah, so like in the epilogue, spoiler alert, but it does allude that they had done well at the Olympics together and stuff like mm-hmm. that. And mm-hmm. I just was like, this is so, like, this could have been so fun and exciting, but we never like got to see that.
See it. I know. Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about Allie Hazelwood just like in terms of her releasing so many books, because I completely agree that I just feel like, and like love and light to her, like truly, but it was kind of a half-baked, not even half-baked, but I gotta say, it's like, it was just so formulaic. Mm-hmm, like, mm-hmm, and I think that mm-hmm. if you read a lot of romance, it's just like so tiresome of like, guy really likes girl can't figure out why he likes her, miscommunication, someone does something bad, they both apologize mm-hmm. and get right together. Like,
yeah, totally. Also, like, part of the formula is that, like, he's kind of a flop. Like, she doesn't write good male characters, I find. I don't know. Like, he's hot, but...
Yeah. Does she write... I guess she writes good female characters, but I will say, again, not to spoil grapes and grumbles, but, like, I am just so kind of sick of, like, the trope of the woman in, like, these hetero relationships, the woman not knowing why the guy likes her.
Yeah.
When he has done zero things to, like, if he was breadcrumbing and he was mm-hmm. kind of ghosting or whatever, of
Mm-hmm.
course, yes, you would have confusing feelings if he liked you. But and I guess he does kind of ghost in this book, but I just feel like every book is like, I don't know why would you like me? Like, I'm so surprised that you like me. And I'm like, girls,
Yeah.
get it together. Like,
Yeah, exactly. I know there's a lot of like insecure girls kicking around in the romance novels.
yeah, because I feel like
Hmm.
when he did have some absences, they got explained away. So I'm like, he has
Hmm.
done nothing to make you feel like this. So why are you still so wishy-washy? I don't know.
Hmm. Hmm. I
Hate.
agree.
Okay, so we're gonna be talking about Deep End. Spoilers ahead. I want to put a brief content warning that we're gonna be talking about parental abuse, high level, not super detailed or anything like that,
Hmm.
and then some BDSM sex, which is also something that I want to talk about, just because
Yeah.
I was like, am I the most fucked up, depraved like person? Because I was like,
Oh,
okay, it's Allie Hazelwood.
I know. She does smut usually, like she does the sex usually very well, and this really underdelivered.
Really underlit. I was like, this is
Yeah.
gonna get spicy. Like, finally, we have like a mainstream kink book, like
Yeah.
from a mainstream author. Like, this is awesome. And then it was like the most vanilla kink.
It was. It was. Oh my God.
I was
We are
like, I'm a
sick.
freak. I know. I kept waiting for it to escalate, and then
I
it
know, me
just
too.
never did.
Well, and okay, correct me if I'm wrong. They never actually had sex at the pool, right?
No, they have
No.
sex in a chemistry lab or whatever, like the lab, and
Yeah.
then at their houses.
I mean, like
And
at
in
a
a
pool.
classroom.
Okay. Yeah, because like at a pool, the possibilities are endless. Like she's a tower diver, so there's towers. He could like tie her up on all those bars and stuff. Also, like divers are obsessed with their chamois. I don't know. She kept mentioning it. You know those little towels that are like kind of quick dry. You'll see them like always grab them at the Olympics and stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, he totally could have like spanked her with that. Like there was so many possibilities, and none of it was even remotely happening. I was like, oh my God, this is so disappointing.
100%. No, I
We're
was having the
depraved. It's true.
same thoughts. And they when they were doing their kink list, they kept mentioning like pretty specific and pretty
Hmm. Hmm.
like intense, I guess, kinks, and then just like none of that happened. I was so
No,
disappointed.
underdelivered.
Like hella underdelivered. Okay, so obviously this book is written by Allie Hazelwood. It was published February 4th, 2025.
Hmm.
It features Scarlett Vandermeer, a diver for Stanford University, and we meet her overhearing an argument between Lucas Blomquist and his girlfriend, Penelope Ross. So Penelope and Scarlett are on the diving team, and then Lucas is like an Olympic medalist, really, really, really good swimmer on the swim team. So they kind of are one team at
Hmm.
Stanford.
Hmm.
And she's worried because it sounds like they're breaking up. And they have been like the golden couple. They've
Golden
been
couple.
together forever.
They were like 16 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, this is like
Hmm.
shocking
Hmm.
to kind of hear them fight, I guess. So she steps in and Penn says, well, we've actually broken up. The reason is because he wants a certain type of sex and I'm not interested in that, which is like
Hmm.
a BDSM
Hmm.
relationship.
Hmm.
Um she's like, I've been with him since I was a teenager, so I want to date other people. So we've
Hmm.
decided to break up, but we haven't really told anybody because again, we're this like kind of power couple on campus. Did you find that weird?
That they broke up because they were like sexually
No,
incompatible, or
that they didn't tell. Like, I just feel like the whole thing basically not the whole thing, but a lot of it hinges on the fact that nobody knows at the school that
true,
Lucas
true,
and
true.
Penn have
Hmm.
broken up, but then also like a lot of people know because they see them together all the time. But I'm like, Lucas just seems like such a logical and straightforward guy, and I feel like
Yeah.
that's his whole fucking personality.
Yeah.
And so I get maybe like easing it, or like maybe it was a stressful time and they didn't want to tell people right away or whatever. Like
Yeah.
I
Right.
get like easing into it, but like
Hmm.
they literally lied for like a full academic year, and that just
Oh
doesn't
yeah.
seem like in his personality.
One, it felt very unnecessary. Like it's not like there was any pressure. Like it's not like they had like some like merch deal they had to.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like it was
yeah.
like why?
Yes.
I guess
Yes.
yeah. They never really explained it. It was poorly. It was a poorly fleshed out idea in the book. I think. Yeah. Like why? It
Totally.
just. I guess because he felt like he felt a lot of obligation to Penn, but yeah, they just never really said why, and so then him and Scarlett had to be super secretive or whatever.
Yeah, and so
Yeah,
did Penn, I guess. Like she's like, I want to date other people, and it's like, well, and must be people off campus because you can't
yeah,
wouldn't
just
be able to do
normies.
anything on campus. Like it
Yeah,
just that part like didn't really make sense to me.
no, no.
But Scarlett has some like very specific things going on. She's not really good friends with
Mm-hmm.
anybody
Mm-hmm.
on the diving team because she's like so set on going to med school.
Mm-hmm.
And she's also recovering from an injury that she got in her, I think, freshman year. And she's
Mm-hmm.
now in her third year.
It was a massive injury. It was like a potentially like career-ending injury for a diver. Yeah.
And she is in physical therapy, but she's still like, she's better, but not back to her pre-injury body.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
she has this mental block about doing this specific dive. So
Mm-hmm.
she's in counseling and she's like really trying to deal with it like kind of on her own. Like she doesn't really talk about it with the non-existent friends she has. She doesn't even
Yeah.
really talk about it with her coach, and she's just kind of trying to like white knuckle it
Yeah.
through
She's real
this
buttoned
year.
up. She's very
Yeah.
guarded. I actually found that was kind of like relatable or endearing. Just this like super, super A-list type buttoned up person who has a hard time with friendships. Like I actually kind of liked her because of it. And I was just kind of like, oh, I mean, it all plays into like why she likes these power kind of dynamics and sex and stuff like that. But yeah, I thought it was actually this book starts off like actually very good, truthfully. Like the
Yes.
beginning, the setup is good, but yeah, it just kind of like fizzles out. But anyway.
It really does. She just feels like post injury, she's struggling with everything. She was like
Mm-hmm.
obviously a straight A student and stuff like that, but she's really struggling in English. She's really struggling in German,
Mm-hmm.
and she just has to have control over everything. She's obviously a perfectionist, which is why she likes submission because she
Mm-hmm.
feels like it's one place, I guess, that she could completely trust somebody
Mm-hmm.
and not be in control, let go of that control.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so when Penn tells her about this, she's like, okay, I'll talk to her because Penn seemed like kind of weirded out by this or like making
Mm-hmm.
it kind of trivial. So Scarlett was like, okay, I like this too, but the opposite of Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of tells her a little bit about it. And she
Mm-hmm.
asks her some questions, which I thought was also interesting
Mm-hmm.
because she had a abusive relationship with her father,
Right. Yeah.
and she always was trying to figure out if that was something that played into why she liked BDSM. I thought
Mm-hmm.
that was interesting.
Yeah, that whole conversation with them early in the book, like Penn explaining kind of what it's all about, sort of not like the logistics, but like the Penn and Scarlett, they call her Vandy. I keep getting confused. Vandy and the two of them. That was actually a really good conversation. Like I thought it was a good way for Ali Hazelwood to explain, even when she said kind of like I don't even know if I should say I'm part of the BDSM community. Like the word community implies some exclusionary and inclusionary criteria. And it was like a really good description of like what it's like to like enjoy something sexually, but then also be like, is this who I am as a person? Not really. Like, I don't know. I thought it was a really good conversation. Also, at one point, she says kind of like she likes to be praised, in the bedroom because she feels like she's just getting permission to like she's getting like approval for just like being a good person or something, which is a really abstract way of being like, yeah, I'm like a high performing anxious person. I don't know. I thought it was very well done, that early part.
Me too. Like this, exactly what you said. This setup is so good. Like I was like, this is laying the ground for like a really good book, but it just kind of
Yeah.
like lost its way.
Yeah.
And again, I think not that we know her schedule or anything, but I do think it loops into if Ali Hazelwood was pumping out less books and just
Yeah.
had another year or whatever to like fine tune, edit down.
Or like a better team. She needs a better editor. Someone to just be like, girl, this is not concise enough, or you're like lost in the weeds of swimming, which is like, I'm a swimmer. Like I smelled like chlorine like from the age of 9 to like 23. Like I am a swimmer and it's a kind of a boring sport. It's like not, she needed a better someone to really like hone in the editing and just like not get into all those swim meets and stuff. Oh my God.
Totally, totally.
Yeah.
But she does that with everything, like in terms of like science and stuff like that. Like
True,
she's
true, true.
always like getting really into the specifics, and sometimes because it's usually specifics I don't care about. I'm not like
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a place of skim. Later that week or whatever, they are
Mm-hmm.
at a team barbecue at their coach's house, and Penn gets really drunk. She's with Scarlett, and she's gonna get Lucas to drive her home, and she reveals that they like the same type of sex. Like he's a dom, she's a
Mm-hmm.
sub. So
Mm-hmm.
she's like, you guys should have sex. And
Mm-hmm.
Scarlett is mortified because obviously she didn't say that she could share this information.
Right. Yeah, that was not great.
No, not great. And like we can talk about Penn's like character flaws later on, but like
Okay.
this was a teaser
Mm-hmm.
for what's to come.
Mm-hmm. True, true.
And she keeps having these new interactions with Lucas. So there's one night she's locked out of the changing room and she calls Penn. She needs help, but she's on a date with
Mm-hmm.
this man named Theo. So she's like, I'll get Lucas to help you.
Mm-hmm.
And he notices her shoulder. And no one's ever noticed that her shoulder like twinges or whatever.
That she's like holding it or whatever. She's like
Yeah.
bracing herself.
Yeah. No one notices that but
Yeah.
him.
I know. The dream. I love
The
it.
dream of
It-
being seen. Like,
It's probably it's like my like micro genre or something of just like when guys are like, oh, I didn't know, you're the only one to notice this like very tiny specific thing. It's like in
yeah.
Fleabag when the guy notices when the priest notices she's talking to the camera. I died. I was like, ah.
Or like even when they're at the dinner and he notices that no one's asked her a question or whatever, like
Yeah.
yeah, like because he also notices Lucas later on that she's uncomfy with men except for
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
So there's like these
Yeah.
specific things that he really can, and
Hmm.
when she's hungry and like all of these things,
He's very attuned to her.
he's very attuned to her. So he's like massaging it. It's like kind of a heated moment, and then they both leave, but she gets an email from him, and the subject line says, "What you need." The message says, if you decide to go for it, because they're like kind of reminiscing about Scarlett spilling
Yeah.
the beans, I think it should be me. And I literally wanted to die. I guess it's like that was his only form of communication, but like
Yeah.
crazy work.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some cringe here.
It's a little cringy, like
Yeah.
to like her like school email or whatever. like
Totally.
And then, funny enough, because Scarlett is also a biology wizard,
Of course.
they end up on the same research team
Hmm.
run by Dr. Olive Smith, which is a character from, I think it's the Love Hypothesis.
Yeah, yeah. This like did not come together for me until you told me on the outline, but like I guess it's all the same universe.
I also saw online that in Check and Mate, someone mentions Lucas.
Oh, okay.
So there
Yeah,
is
so they're all
little
connected.
yeah, there's little
Yeah.
sprinkles of them.
Yeah. Well, and just the way, you know how you can just tell the way an author gives like a bit too much info. It's all the same universe, her like sciencey world. She loves the sciences, that girl.
She does. So they are going to be spending a lot of time together, and this gives them kind of like an excuse to be around each other without
Hmm.
people being suspicious. This is kind of when we start seeing that like Lucas has always actually noticed Vandy
Hmm.
because he like TA'd one of her previous classes. We find out like he was kind of
Hmm.
trying to proposition her for a threesome when he was
Hmm.
with Penn, and he's just like pointing out that there are so many guys on campus that like want to ask her out or like want to
Hmm.
date her, want to
Hmm.
hook up with her or whatever, and she like is oblivious to this.
Yeah, totally in her own like world, not even noticing. Yeah.
So she writes the MCAT, which also was like no fanfare or anything, which is like insane because people study for like a year for this exam.
Yeah, very, very hard.
And she thinks she does really bad, but she gets dragged to a party that night with Penn. But relatable girly, she goes upstairs to get some quiet.
Relatable, yeah, yeah.
And Lucas finds her, like mentions like that they should have sex,
Yeah.
and he's like, "You just have to say the words, and we'll do it." but
Yeah.
she can't do that. And she's really thinking about how this would make Penn feel. So she doesn't say anything.
Yeah. She's very considerate of people who are not that nice to her. Like, none of these people are actually her close friends.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's true. Because I was like, who gives a fuck at a certain point? Like, it's
Totally.
an Olympic gold medalist. Like, you should
Yeah.
probably have sex with him. She
Yeah.
suggested it. Like,
Also, I like just love this like fake oblivion where she's just like, yeah, I never really noticed like how stunning he is. I'm like, girl, you would notice a Swedish like world record holder hanging out the pool deck. Like obviously everyone notices this man.
and if you are a fucking studious bitch, you would know who your TA is for a biology class last year. Like, that was
Totally.
insane. I was like, you're probably at every office hour.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's major overachiever, major wants to super motivated to get into medical school.
And that she's oblivious to guys like liking her. That's another trope
Yeah.
that I like fucking hate. Like,
I know. Yeah, totally.
at this
Yeah.
point, he also points out that she's touch starved. What did you think of that? I would have actually killed myself. Like,
I feel like you should do like video podcasts just so people can see your cringe face. You're just like, yuck. Yeah. Yeah. It was, yeah, touch starved is a disgusting term.
it's so embarrassing. And I know that he was trying to be like, oh, it's not embarrassing. This happens to everyone
Yeah.
or whatever. But the
Yeah.
way that he said it,
The way he said it, I know.
I was like, I'll jump out a window.
I know. I get that like writing these scenes, these authors have to be like pretty vulnerable or something. They have to try stuff because, and some things work. Like there are some scenes in this where even just when he's like, you know, staring at her, or that scene where he like is holding her ankle or whatever, like
Yeah.
the way it's described, you can tell like it actually was pretty hot, but and then something will just switch and you're like, ew, that's not hot anymore. Like you can get the ick real quick on these, yeah, touch starved is a pretty icky thing.
Like, it was so cringe because it's
Yeah.
like I felt like he was like, you're like a loser virgin. And that was the implication, and I know that he was saying that that wasn't the
Yeah.
case, but
Yeah.
I was like, I would actually jump out. She was upstairs. I would jump out the bedroom window and hope that I died. Like, truly.
Oh my God.
But then she ends up agreeing. She replies to his email, and
Yeah.
then the next day at practice, he gives her a kink list
Yeah.
and tells her to go get STI tested and to fill out her form. I thought this was really funny when she was like, well, I want to see yours. And he's like, but then you wouldn't answer honestly.
Yeah, that'll be skewed, especially because she's the sub. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
thought that was really interesting.
That is interesting.
Do you think that's common practice?
I have no idea,
I don't know
truthfully.
either.
I mean, I've never come across it in life or in the books, but yeah, I mean, it was okay. I was expecting to be more grossed out by it, but there were definitely some green flags with Lucas here. Like he was, even when Penn was talking about how they tried some things, and then the second she said he's not into it, he stopped trying. Like, you know, there was some very clear, respectful things at play here, and the list was okay. I thought I'd be grossed out by it, but ultimately it was kind of a cute tool of this plot or something like that.
Totally. I've seen it in a lot of like, yeah, like 50 Shades. I think they do like kind of a
Yeah,
kink
I never
list or
read
whatever.
that. Yeah,
That's for the best, like,
yeah,
to be honest. But yeah, he is respectful. Like he never tried to push this on her. He never dumped her because of it. Like,
yeah,
yeah. Then they exchange lists in a
Mhm.
library study room, and what do you know? They perfectly align with each other. Everything that
Perfect,
he
yeah.
wants.
They're a match.
Yeah, they're a match made in heaven. And then he kisses her, and this is really, really heats up. This is, again, I was like, this is like gonna be good, and then it just, like,
I know, you're hopeful. You're still hopeful at this point.
I was like stoked. I remember I was listening to it like on a hike, and I was like the whole time I was like, oh my God, like, okay, like, let's go. And then
Mhm.
it just like went so bad. But they bump into each other at their lab for their research project.
Mhm.
And Lucas tells Scarlett to go down on him. And it's like this thing where it's like he's not gonna reciprocate. He
Mhm.
denies her orgasming. And then, yeah, it's very praise heavy. It's
Yeah, very praise heavy. Yeah.
very like, I'm in control and she's getting used.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then they walk back to his house.
Mm-hmm.
and they bump into the roommate, have a full conversation with him, and then they go upstairs and have sex. And he's like upset. Like he was like, that was the best thing I've ever had. Like that's the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Because he's been with Penn since he was 16, and just like I actually kind of that like how did he even know? I don't know. Like it's kind of interesting.
What did you think about that? Like, because yeah, it's like I guess that this would be kind of his first time doing this.
Yeah.
I felt like there was never a time, and this is what I think would be the reality, but wouldn't ever be written in a book. But like in these scenes and stuff like that, scenes like BDSM scenes, I feel like if this is the first time he's like really given this a go, I feel like there'd be times where they would like pause and be like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like there'd be times where it's like, is this okay? Like, really? Like,
yeah.
Like,
or just like, I can't believe we're doing this. There would be like, it's not super realistic. I mean, there would be obviously like, there would be like more, I guess not awkwardness, but just like giddy, like, there'd be something other than just straight up hot, perfectly aligned BDSM type
perfectly
Dom sub.
said, no stutter, no repeats, like,
or no like trying something and then being like, ew.
Yeah.
Like it'd be like, I didn't like that as much as I thought I would.
No, literally. And then he doesn't talk to her for 10 days. This actually pissed me the fuck off because
I know
he's such a good guy, and I don't understand. Like, I know it's we learn from his brother that is there visiting that he has always denied himself of stuff. Like he, I guess, feels like he doesn't like deserve stuff, so he would like take cold showers, not sleep on the bed, not season his food, like do all this stuff. He like
tortured himself with like withholding comfort basically and good things, which is like kind of intimate for your brother to know. I don't know, that was kind of weird.
And was kind of weird now that I'm thinking about it. And also it's like we never discussed that ever again.
No,
that's like a resolved. That's like a fucking issue. Like
I know. Like, I guess it's like implied that like when he tells her that his mom died, that resolved it. I don't know.
I get it. Yeah.
I know. There's a lot of, you have to draw your own conclusions in this book, but
because I'd be like, get therapy.
Yeah, like yesterday.
Yeah.
It's just disrespectful to be like, I deny myself good things, so that's why I didn't text you. I'll be like, fuck you, bro. That's so painful. I do this thing that we both seem to like really enjoy, and officially, like, they both kind of are doing it for the first time, so it requires a little bit of like being respectful and, you know, the aftercare of things or whatever. And it's just totally, I don't know. That was yucky. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah. Like aftercare extends past the hour after you have sex.
Yeah, for sure.
And this requires so much communication and so much trust that it's like fucking bonkers that he doesn't talk to her for 10 days.
Yeah. That was a misstep on his part big time.
Huge misstep. Because also in real life, I feel like what would happen is she would be like, fuck you, never talk to me again.
Yeah.
Or at least she should have, but obviously that doesn't happen. So she figures that out from the brother that's visiting, and they're just like having a good time outside of the bedroom. And they have sex again after like a party where this other guy was hitting on her.
Yeah, he got all jealous, possessive.
Yeah.
Sort of? Maybe? I can't remember.
Why is everyone obsessed with this chick? Like literally.
She has no idea. Yeah, she's just oblivious.
But the next day, because they like are having a cute breakfast moment, and the next day Penn's car battery dies and she calls Lucas, and then Lucas like drops everything to go help her, and she's like, oh, like I wonder if they're still like seeing each other, and maybe is this a temporary break, like we don't know. So she's feeling a little bit down from that. Lucas checks on her after she fakes an illness after seeing one of her old coaches.
Right.
And she has like a full fucking mental breakdown. She tells Lucas for like, I think the first person she's ever told that her ex-boyfriend of 3 years on the day that she injured herself, so a day of a competition, he broke up with her. As well as her dad contacting her via email, even though they are no contact. Yeah. Breaking all of, obviously, these court orders. So he's like, obviously this was extremely shitty, and like no wonder you have so much trauma around this incident. Like not only were
Yeah.
you like didn't know if you would be able to dive again, but you had two people break your
Really like,
trust. Yeah.
yeah. Well, and how wild that this would be the first time she said this, but yeah, she's like actively in therapy for this.
No, literally. But
Your
I
therapist is garbage.
no, I don't think she tells her.
Oh yeah, people are, yeah, it's wild. If she, that therapy thing too, I mean, I guess it's a gripe and grumble, but the therapist being like, I do cognitive behavioral therapy. Like, I'm just like, oh my God, snooze. No offense to people out there who do cognitive behavioral therapy, but it's like not really cutting edge here. Like this girl
No,
needs
I
some
was like this.
help. She's a trauma survivor and she's got the yips bad for her sport that she's an Olympian in. Like there would just be way more supports for her. Anyway, it was just
That's
not
such a good
realistic.
point.
So yeah, she discloses this to him for the very first time, which was very hard to believe. But obviously they're trauma bonding. They're being more vulnerable. They're connecting.
And yeah, he tells her about his mom passing away and how he was so upset because he was away at a swim meet when this happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like also she like didn't really. She was like, "Aw," like
Yeah,
I felt like she wasn't really supportive. Man,
she wasn't
I'm
very
ripping
supportive.
into these people. I liked this book. I just want to say that.
I love how we both say we liked it, but ultimately we're like destroying it. Um, yeah, it just lacked a little bit of, I don't know, it just lacked a little bit of like authenticity or something. Hmm.
Totally. He tells her this because basically he's saying, because she's like, you're a perfect athlete, because he is like literally the best in the world. And he's
Hmm.
like, well, when my mom died, I was like adding time
Hmm.
and I wanted to stop swimming. And she was
Hmm.
like, I think I have a breakthrough. I want to go try it. So they head to the pool at 1:30 a.m. and she does an inward dive.
Yeah,
And then he forces her to open her MCAT results. And what do you know? She got 1 point higher than him.
it was funny.
I do like that he always tells her how much smarter she is than him.
Yeah. And this scene felt very like cinematic. It felt like it'd be a good movie scene of them going to the pool in the middle of the night, her finally doing it. Like there was like,
But like
I don't
fuck in
know.
the pool. Like,
Seriously.
like,
And also, your breakthrough is sharing just like a basic ass troll with him.
yeah,
Like, why
like-
can't your breakthrough should be having sex with him in a really awesome way? Don't you think? I thought that was the whole point, is that they were working out their issues by being dom sub for the very first time in their life. But no,
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
So funny. I think they do end up having sex in the change room, but that's beside the point.
Change Up is. Oh, I kind of forgot about that. That's so. It's so not the pool.
Yeah, it's so not the pool. And this is also weird because she is still asking him. She literally verbatim asks him, "Are you still sleeping with Penn?" And he's like, again, like, I don't understand how like much clearer. I guess ghosting her for 10 days maybe doesn't seem
Confused
clear.
her a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, but like he's like, I don't know how like much clearer I can be that like I'm obsessed with this.
Mm-hmm. This is really working for him.
Yeah. He's like, I will always be friends with her. I will basically always drop everything because she did so much for me after my mom passed. And I feel like that's fair. Like I hate that like if you are in a really long-term relationship, obviously there's a lot of reasons to cut ties.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But like sometimes it's like I really related to when she was like, we were best friends and like codependent and so intertwined that we kept dating for much longer than we needed to.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
We were more friends than romantic partners. And I felt like that was really relatable. But it's like, I liked that they were still friends. Like,
Right.
because it does suck if you are friends with someone, like in this case, 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just like lose a friend. Like that's sad.
And they are still like around each other a lot. This whole like Stanford aquatics are somehow joined. I don't think that is a thing, but for this book, it's like they still have to see each other every day in, day out. Like they may as well like kind of protect this like friendship that they have.
Totally. Yeah. And then this was another thing about the book that just was always so confusing and took up so much time. But basically what happens is like one of the divers on their team, it's a team of 5, gets injured. So then Scarlett has to be paired up with Penn to do synchro diving.
Mm-hmm.
And they suck together. But there was like so many times where like someone got injured and someone like
There was a lot of cutting from the team. The swim team also lost like 5 people. I was just like too much in the weeds on the actual sports. We don't need that.
get back to
Yeah.
the
We just
fucking.
need, yeah, we just need to be like training a bunch and making it to the Olympics and then being at the Olympics.
Yeah, and
That's
so literally,
all
and
we
then
really
they don't
need.
do that.
Yeah.
They don't see each other for a month because Lucas is swimming in Europe, and her
Mm-hmm.
and Penn during this time are getting a lot closer.
Mm-hmm.
They obviously Lucas and her are like texting and everything. They go to the USA diving tournament, and there's a diver that they know at another school, and she's like, "Hey Scarlett, let's go out for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, by the way, Penelope is like a conniving bitch."
Yeah.
And
Big time.
we used to dive together, and like I don't think she actually ends up saying anything. It's when Scarlett tells Penelope that this happened that she's
Mhm.
like, well, she has a grudge because I reported her mom for running a dangerous diving institute.
Which, like, I don't know enough about diving, but I'm like, what is happening here? Were they just like injecting people with like cortisol or something? Like, what was happening? Don't know. I was weird. But Penn's our villain now. She's really not to be trusted, which I kind of saw coming. I don't know. That Penn was trouble.
I spoiled myself,
Did
unfortunately,
you?
because I think I told you this, but like I tried to read this book I tried to finish this book several times, and
Mhm.
by the end I had spoiled myself on the internet before I actually got to finish it. So
Okay.
I feel like though, because I'm dumb, I actually wouldn't have picked up on this. I was like,
Yeah.
Carissa's like shady. Like,
Right, right. Yeah.
do you think that Penn and Lucas being so fucking not jealous of each other, do you think that that was reasonable?
No. I mean,
Okay,
I'm
good.
I'm not I'm a I'm a like I'm being vulnerable here, but like I'm pretty toxic. I
I
cannot
was like, no, I was literally
I
like,
cannot be friends with my exes. I am really like I'm a Scorpio. I like absolutely burn things to the ground when I'm done with them. I
so
do
everything
not,
I just said, you're like,
yeah,
no, I can't do that.
no.
I think that's so fair. I remember when my ex started dating someone, it's like I didn't want to get back together with him. My
Hmm.
like one serious ex. I was like, I don't want to get back together with you. I've known this for years, like
Yeah.
literally like
Wow. Yeah.
do not care. And I was still so jealous.
It's so jealous. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, me too. Me too. You could say they're like being very mature, but I think they're actually being like completely unrealistically cold like to each other or something.
Yeah, I just felt I was like, I just could never do that. Even though
Hmm.
she knew in her heart that she didn't want to date him anymore and was dating other people.
And also like they took their sexual incompatibility as like I don't know, it almost felt like one of them was on like a real journey. I don't know, it was interesting. It was like one of them, it reminds me, I've read a lot of like queer rom-coms, and it's almost like one of them was going through something like profoundly so personal that they couldn't be together. I don't know, it was weird. It's like the whole sexual them not being compatible was like not enough to be like now we're cold to each other because we just like no, we aren't right for each other. Does that make sense?
100%.
It's not like one of them had to like discover something on their own. It was just really yeah, their relationship was problematic for me. But
Totally. No, I
hmm.
totally agree. It wasn't like this huge shift
Hmm. Hmm.
or anything. It was
Hmm.
just, it seemed like it fizzled out.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So they end up going to Amsterdam for Worlds.
Hmm.
Yeah, Scarlett goes because a bunch of people get injuries. And they're staying
Right.
at a hotel. They're like having sex all the time, being tourists together, like really fun.
Hmm.
Then they bump into an Australian diver or swimmer or whatever.
Hmm.
He insinuates that he knows Penn really well, and she's like, I don't get it. Like, if he like insinuates that he has like kind of slept with her, how did that happen? Because you guys got together when you were 16. Were you ever like in an open relationship or anything like that? A threesome does not cross this bitch's mind. she is so confused. And then
Yeah.
when he explains, oh no, we had sex with other people, girls and guys,
Yes.
she could not comprehend that that was
Yeah.
something that was happening.
She was blown away. It rocked her world.
It rocked her world. I was like, you BDSM, our BDSM queen
Yeah.
is
Totally.
shook by this. And
Yeah.
then it didn't make sense to me either, because then it's like Penn was so shook by the BDSM stuff.
I know.
But I was like, you are having multi-partner sex. Like, I don't, why are you guys so, I don't know. I just, not that you have to be interested in both. Like, it can obviously be one or another, but I was just like, why are you guys acting like fucking prudes? Or like,
I actually, that's funny. I actually interpreted it as Scarlett was actually more shook because she didn't know that about Penn, and they'd been getting closer, and Penn had been like all up in her business, obviously. Like Scarlett shared so much about what she's into. It just was like, I think she was more shocked because it really highlighted that her and Penn are actually not that close. Because she should have told her.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay, I like that interpretation. I also just like, and I know that this is toxic and problematic and stuff like that, but like, when I heard this and I was like, okay, so Penn was initiating these threesomes. Mm-hmm. It wasn't Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't like their sex life and wanted to date other people.
Mm-hmm.
I think having threesomes in a relationship when you want out and want to date other people, I think that is like, I could just never, this is why this is just not for me, because I just because that's what I'd be afraid of, is that my partner wants to see other people and hates our sex life.
Hates our sex life. Yeah. It's just their way of like working out without saying it. Like working a way out, finding a path out without saying it. It was like so embarrassing.
Literally. I was like, that's crazy. Yeah. I would just have to be so secure, and I've never felt, never been that secure, I guess.
I guess so, eh? Damn. Things to hope for.
Yeah. No, truly to hope for. And he says that actually he wanted to sleep with Scarlett, but Penn knew that Lucas like had a crush on Scarlett back in the day and like would not do that because she knew in her head. That's again why I'm like, you're like not, I feel like you're not having threesomes for the right reasons. You're not hashtag here for the right reasons. Like,
no, it's true. Yeah, not having threesomes for the right reasons is true.
They start having deeper conversations. She's like, I want to go to med school with you. And she is like, she's starting to be like, I'm in love with this guy. We're starting to talk about plans for the future. This is way more than just having sex.
Yeah. This is where it takes a turn and it's like, we're in love.
And then we get back to California and we find out that Theo, this is kind of where all the shit hits the fan. Theo breaks up with Penn, and then Penn gets accused of doping.
Right.
When this happens, and I don't know if you remember this because I know that you read it a few months ago and just did a little skim, but they have sex here, and Lucas is really frustrated because Scarlett won't admit that they like love each other and that this is more than sex.
Right.
And they have like anal sex for the first time. And he's like asking to take like a picture of her and stuff like that. Yeah. And like, I just felt like also, and obviously Scarlett didn't have this experience, so I don't want to tell her that this is how she should feel. But like, I kind of felt like it was like kind of non-consensual, because I just feel like people sometimes forget that if you are in like an altered state of mind, whether that's like, obviously people mostly talk about inebriation, but like also like anger or like stuff like that, I'm like, you probably shouldn't be having sex like this if you are like he
not in control of yourself.
Exactly. Like it kind of felt like he was like he was spanking her and stuff, and like it kind of felt like
it just turned
like not good. At least for me, I was like, I didn't like it. Like when it first started, like I actually paused to the audiobook when I was reading it and just was like, I don't know if I want to listen to this for a minute. Yeah. But I know that that's not how Allie Hazelwood intended it, but I just kind of felt like, I don't know, I didn't like this scene.
Yeah, interesting. Sorry, yeah, I did read it a while ago now, and then just did a little reskim today. But that's interesting. I mean, I feel like that's maybe part of like a dub som relation, like a sub dom relationship, is that like maybe it isn't always perfect every time, and you have to actually both kind of like figure out what your limits are, and maybe it was sort of Allie Hazel. Like, who knows? I don't remember the scene very well, but I mean, I'm not surprised that a kink book would have a scene where like, I mean, I don't like it, but where maybe he's not like perfectly in control, or he's, I don't
Yeah,
know,
and
going too far with the dom.
she didn't say stop, which like was their like
Correct.
safe word and stuff like that. And
Right.
I do think that if she said stop, he would have stopped and like stuff
He would
like
have. Yeah.
that. Like
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
totally, but I just felt like it reminded me there's this scene in Outlander where Claire runs away, Jamie finds her, is mad
Okay.
at her, but and then yells at her and spanks her. And then
Mm.
she's mad because he did that, which he thought was okay because it was like the 1700s or whatever the fuck. And then she's mad at him. So they're both mad at each other.
Right.
And then they have sex, but she's like holding a sword up to his neck and having sex with him, like, and being like, don't ever do that to me again. And I don't know, I don't like crossing of the two. Like for me, like it was a little blurry. And I know
It was
sometimes
too blurry.
sex
Yeah.
can be blurry. Like I get
For
that
sure.
that's the
For sure.
reality, but
Hmm.
did not like this.
Okay. Okay. Good to know.
I want to hear what other people think. If it was just me,
Yeah.
like misreading it, misinterpreting it,
I'll reread it for
putting
sure.
my own lens on it in a
Yeah.
certain way, but I know that wasn't how she interpreted it, but I was like,
Hmm.
this seems weird to me that you're like it did feel like real punishing, whereas
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
like my interpretation of like dom sub is like you are punishing, but like it's like fake, or
It's a performance.
it's a
Of punishing.
performance. Exactly.
Yeah.
You're not actually being mad at her.
Totally. And it's supposed to actually be about like the sub is in charge, right? It's not like the dom is not actually in charge. They're just performing being in charge.
Yes, and she didn't
Yeah.
seem really like she was in charge, and that I didn't like that
Okay.
part. I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
Totally. Totally.
So yeah, Penn is a fucking mess. She calls Lucas and ends up staying at his house for like a week while they're awaiting the second test results of the doping thing. This was like, again, Scarlett has the patience of a fucking saint, because I would have been like, yeah, that's actually not happening. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, I know that. Yeah. This happens a lot where an ex is like lingering about in these books, and it's like, no, I don't think it's. Maybe it's just because I've never been able to accomplish it, but
Yeah,
I don't
me
think it's
too,
like
me too,
like
me
I don't think it's like an elevated way of being that you can like be that close still, or like that's not your person anymore. That's not your person to run to in a crisis anymore.
Call
Sorry,
your
girl.
parents.
Seriously.
Yeah. Call
Or
Coach
just
Seema.
learn to be on your own, for God's
Yeah.
sakes. Like,
Call your therapist. Yeah.
totally.
Totally. I really felt like that was fucking weird. And then I felt guilty and like shameful, because then I was like, are you not like, yeah, like a healed, evolved person? Like,
No, I can confirm this
okay.
fucked.
It's the NCAA diving championships, which is how you qualify for the Olympics. And Penn's test results come back that she wasn't doping, obviously. But she's still kind of fucked up from that whole ordeal. So she isn't diving well. So Scarlett actually ends up beating her.
Yes.
And winning the gold medal.
Yeah.
And obviously this is insane, because it means that Scarlett's going to the Olympics and that she got a gold medal. So Lucas finds her and kisses her, and they're celebrating. The diving team, including Penn, find them. And they're obviously shocked because they think Penn and Lucas are still together. So they're obviously like, you are cheating on her. And then Penn basically doesn't say like,
no, I know this has been going on.
Yeah. And like Lucas is like, I'm going to set everything straight. Like, we're not together. This isn't cheating or anything like that. But people are still just like so confused and upset. But he really defends Scarlett in this. And this was like really good. Like, he didn't try to placate or beat around the bush or like anything like that. He was like, I'm in love with this person. Penn is in the wrong. Like,
yeah, he does his like big public display of love or whatever. what do you call that? Yeah, his declaration of love, kind of in front of everybody.
His declaration of love. And he is trying to say this to Scarlett. And he's tried before, but she like won't hear it.
You won't hear it. It's true. She's too traumatized.
She's too traumatized. So she uses her safe word for the first time. So he can't tell her. And then she runs away. And then she ends up heading home. Because she's interning with her mom over the summer, who's a doctor. And she hasn't talked to Lucas. She hasn't talked to Penn. But her two teammates do start apologizing her. And then Penn ends up showing up, apologizing and admitting that she was wrong.
Yeah.
So then Scarlett's like, okay, I figured out, like, I've got the clear, Penn and I can still be friends and I can get the guy. So she heads to Sweden and they reunite.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get a little epilogue where they are living happily ever after as
Olympians
and doctors.
Doctor Olympians, that's right. Yeah, they both become doctors. Yeah. I like that she went to Sweden. I liked the travel component of this. Basically, anytime they went anywhere, I was like, okay, this is cool.
Me too. I always like books that travel around.
Me too. It was a little bit lackluster, though. I don't know. Something was just missing. I don't know. Penn coming groveling back. I don't know. I kind of just wish she stayed a villain or something.
Totally. But then I was like, because also I was like, I don't know if I would forgive someone that's that psycho.
Yeah, totally.
But then it's like she has no friends if she doesn't. And then, I thought that Lucas was tracking her location, so he knew she was coming and all of this stuff. So it was kind of lackluster. But then I was like, but that's him, though. Like, I don't think he would have wanted anything different. Anyways, should we say, before we move to our roundtable discussion, should we say each one nice thing about this book?
Yeah, we're just like bashing it. I'm so sorry, Allie Hazelwood.
She's not listening. No. Or if she did, she didn't get this far.
Yeah, exactly. She's crying in a corner at the 10-minute mark. I mean, I don't know what I like. You know what? I like Scarlett as a person. I like her. I think she was a complicated gal. She had layers. I like that she wasn't, I don't know, always in the right or always in the wrong. I liked her.
Yeah, I liked some of the quirks that they both had, like him keeping his house really clean and her not and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I just thought some of those things were funny when they would tease each other about it.
They did have good dynamic. They were very teasy. They both teased well. The little text message combos were cute. That was good, actually. The banter was pretty good.
They were both funny.
They were funny.
And I do think he would be a good dom. I was like, I liked the blowjob scene, and I liked maybe a few other of their sex scenes, but nothing I'm gonna go back and think about. I feel like, but
yeah, for sure.
I liked the first one. Okay. Let's wrap up with our roundtable discussion. So our internet investigation, this is our cursory peruse of the internet of things you need to know. The working title and some of the limited edition books use the title Wet. W-H-E-T. What do you think of that?
I'm horrified. What is that? Maybe am I dumb? I don't know what that is.
So I'm dumb. So when I was writing this outline, I wrote some examples of what I thought about because I was like, I don't get this. Because they don't even fuck in the pool. I get no. I guess it's pool, obviously, diver, swimmer, wet.
Yeah, the word wet, but it's, yeah.
And then I thought of a woman being wet.
Yeah.
And then I thought of whet your appetite, maybe.
Yeah.
And that's all I thought. And I couldn't decide which was which.
No.
That was none of their last names. That wasn't, I don't think that was a turn. What was that?
I don't know. That's not a good title too. It's too vulgar or something too.
Which is funny coming from us.
Yeah. I just Googled it. Sharpen the blade of a tool or weapon.
Yeah, that's the only, wet your whistle. Those are the only things that I could think of.
Yeah, and then the double entendre of they're swimmers and a woman gets wet when she's having sex. Yeah. It's too obvious or something. I don't know. I don't like it. I like the deep end.
Yeah, I like deep end. Yeah, I think that makes sense. They're also scared of part of the crux of the book is that she's scared to go into the deep end,
Yeah.
literally with the dive, but then figuratively with her relationship. So
Yeah, and
I
her
think that makes a lot.
emotional vulnerability and her closed offness and everything.
Okay, this too is Lucas and Scarlett are mentioned in Problematic Summer Romance.
Okay. I
Have
have
you
not
read
read
that
that.
one?
No, no, I haven't.
Me neither. It's
Yeah.
in the universe, but I like that. She's definitely doing these like Easter eggs. Like she's a Taylor
Mm-hmm.
Swift girl,
Right.
and you can see that
Yeah.
obviously within the books.
I kind of like when authors do that, like just nod to their other books, self-referential, like universe. Like I like that.
Me too. Me too. Okay, I wonder why these are unanswered questions for the listeners. I got a lot of them. I thought, you know how when they are working on their project, she draws something on his hand to explain something.
Right.
And then when he gets his PR with that on his hand, so his coach was like, "You have to keep that on your hand at all times," like those kind of athlete,
Superstitions.
yeah, superstitions. And I was like, "Oh my god, this is gonna like play such a big role
Mm-hmm.
in the book and stuff," and it was like nothing.
Nothing. Truly nothing. Yeah. I remember that scene too because I was like, clocked it. Something will happen later. No.
No, nothing. Like I just thought like he gets it tattooed on him, or like
Mm-hmm.
or that's how they hook up, like that's how they're seen together all the time because she has to go draw it on him. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, something. Yeah.
I put, why does Allie Hazelwood always write the female main character having an annoying ass roommate?
Oh, interesting. I didn't even clock that. Okay.
I don't care about Miriam, the
Yeah, that's
wrestler.
right. Right. Yeah, she's got someone, she's got that one confidant, but they're not even that close either. I totally forgot about that character. Forgettable.
Yeah, literally forgettable.
Maybe Allie Hazelwood had like horrible roommate experiences in university and just like has to work it out and just be like, all roommates are disgusting.
Just like, yeah, this would have been a great time to edit this out because it
The
was
editing, yeah,
fucking irrelevant.
irrelevant. And too goddamn long. Like, why is this so long? Yeah. Yeah.
So long.
Hmm.
And then I just wrote why. So there's two things, and like we kind of maybe answered one of them, but Barb kept like she kept on calling Barb, and Barb called herself stepmom, and I was like, if you guys left an abusive relationship, then she gets guardianship over you when you're a teenager. It's like you just wouldn't call that person your stepmom.
No. Well, and I actually had her family structure kind of confused. Her dad was obviously very abusive and can't be in contact with her. Where's her mom?
Doesn't say.
Barb is the dad's new partner, but
Yeah, but then they leave.
they broke up.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, they're the ones that left together.
Yeah.
Was Barb and okay.
Yeah, like they have a conversation about maybe having kids, and she says like, "I'd be the step grandma," and it's like, "Girl, come on! Like you've been her real
You're the grandma.
parent." Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Also another woman in STEM.
yeah. Of course,
They're everywhere. Every
of
turn.
course.
Yeah.
And then just like, why was she like possibly weirded out by threesomes, or like surprised that they had threesomes, or
Yeah.
whatever? Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess, yeah. I mean, maybe Lucas kind of led her astray and was like, I'm not very experienced with this particular power dynamic, but he'd done other stuff. Like maybe she felt a little bit like
But yeah, you're right. I
led
think
astray.
you're right. You're right. And that was the shock. Whereas like I felt like the shock was coming from she
At
was
the
like
threesome.
yeah, like she
Yeah.
like couldn't fathom. But
No,
I think
I think
that's
she
a
was
good
just
point.
more jarred that she like didn't think the two of them did it together. And I
Yeah,
didn't either.
yeah. Okay, our gripes and grumbles. These are nitpicky problems we have with the book. Yeah, I'm getting sick of characters denying that there's something serious going on,
Oh,
but it's just sex. Like that fucking pisses me off.
it goes on and on and on. It's such a thing, eh? Where they're just like, we're gonna have the most amazing, mind-blowing sex, but not fall in love. It's like, oh my God, sure.
As soon as you like go out for breakfast or attend a party together or
Or
something
like
like
sleepover,
yeah,
something. Yeah.
like it's not fuck buddy. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. Not that it's so clear cut, but I'm like, if you have a fuck buddy, it's usually like pretty much like I would say like you don't share all of this personal information
Yeah.
and spend time together outside of having sex. And I was like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem
It's not
realistic
realistic.
that they're fighting it so much.
Especially when they're like young people. I don't know, it's just kind of like, don't you want, I don't know, maybe people don't want
That's a good
a
point.
legit relationship, but it's like legit relationships are so fun.
Yeah, I agree that like
Yeah.
you don't have enough dating trauma at 21, or maybe you do. I don't know. But
Yeah.
like I just feel like it's like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just starting to feel unrealistic. And then I said this at the beginning, but yeah, I'm just so sick of like the men being competent in relationships and being able to be like, this is serious. It's like,
Yeah.
what man in real life has ever fucking done that?
Yeah.
Like it's usually the woman that has way more relationship competency and in touch. Like I don't want to generalize, but it's like they are just way more attuned to what's happening. So it's like, why
Yeah.
in romance novel? I guess because the girl, usually it's women reading it and they want maybe
Yeah.
they want the guy to act better, and that's just not realistic, I feel like.
Totally. It's the fantasy of it all of like, yeah, we all want a man to like take the lead and be like, we're a legit couple, we're super in love, I'm gonna be responsible and like treat you so friggin' good. Like it's just the ideal, I guess. I don't know. Lucas kind of like lacked a little bit. Now that I think about it, he wasn't a great character. Like I actually think, my girl, Appy Deminis, she writes actual really rad men. Her men are that they're hot and they say like they're just like they're worthy of our like you know fantasy.
Yes,
Whereas
yes.
like Lucas kind of wasn't. He was just hot swimmer bod, but he didn't. I don't know. It just didn't fit this time.
The hot
He
swimmer
wasn't
bod was really carrying a lot of weight in this book.
totally. Yes, it probably does in life. Like really, like
No, I totally agree. He was just like a little written a little like one note. Like I loved that
totally.
he was dependable and reliable and
Really actively pursued her. Like really liked her. Yeah,
groveled and like
yeah.
and was like just talking about how in awe he was of her diving and
Hmm.
science mind and like stuff like that. But him personally, I know, was kind of
Hmm.
bore square.
I have to say it, there was a number of like really bad gripe and grumble related to swimming. Like there was a few like errors that were so
Really?
silly. Well, yeah, like I'm trying to think of one. Like at one point he was talking about some other teammate. He was like, "Yeah, this guy got cut or whatever. I really miss him." And then she's like, "Oh, was he like an important part of the team?" And then he said, "Yeah, a butterfly guy, distance." And I'm like, "Bro, there is no butterfly distance. Butterflies like the longest event would be 200, and that's like not like a distance is like 1500. Like those two words don't go together, which is like so silly. If there's any other swimmer listening, they'd just be like, "Cat, you're ridiculous." But it just was those type of things where I'm like, you need a good editor, girl. You need someone to fact check this if you're going to be like Olympians. You can't be making silly mistakes. And also like the fact that I mean I've never swam at Stanford, but like the fact that like divers and swimmers are somehow
On
on
the
the same
same team?
team is wild. They
No.
don't even swim in the same pool. Like there's a
Pool.
dive tank and then there's a comp pool. It's like totally a different pool. So there's also these weird politics of like we compete for pool time. It's like no, you don't. That's not a thing.
That pissed me off too. That
Yeah,
fucking pissed me off too. Because I
yeah,
was like, even I know that. I guess maybe it's because I work at a uni or whatever, but I was like, they wouldn't
yep.
combine teams like that.
No, 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 no. When
No.
they even talked about water polo, they're like, "Oh, don't even get me started on the water polo guys." It's like,
Like,
okay, no one feels that
chill.
way.
Yeah, okay. One thing that pissed me off is like Penn, like, seemingly knew nothing about Lucas. She hadn't even met his family really and like didn't know the brothers and like didn't know all this like specific stuff. And I was like, I get that she like didn't like in the later years want to date him, but I was like, you would know stuff about a partner of 7 years
Absolutely, yeah.
in a way that she didn't, like, that was like crazy.
It didn't make sense. Yeah. Especially if like they're the golden couple. Like they made it sound like they were like in People magazine or something. Like
Yeah,
made it
yeah.
sound like there was like there was like pressure on these two. But yeah,
Yeah,
it didn't make any sense.
you'd be able to list his like three other siblings or whatever. Like
Absolutely.
I liked how Scarlett asked him to take her shoe if she had to take her shoes off in the house because we're Canadian and
Yeah.
you just automatically take your shoes off, but in the States it is a question sometimes. Like some people are shoes on and some people are shoes off, and that
Oh yeah.
to me is crazy.
Oh yeah. My American family are shoes on, and I'm like, that is wild. I just can't believe it.
I
Yeah.
don't like that. No,
I
if
can
you
like picture my aunt and uncle walking around their house and me just being like blown away. Yeah.
not them catching strays on this podcast, but like,
It's okay, they're both dead.
oh no, rest in peace. Truly,
R.I.P.
R.I.P. But like, yeah, that is so insane to me. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, truly so gross. Anyways, she only used the word, this is so vulgar, I know, even though I've just been talking about like the most depraved shit. She only used the word cunt in this book.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's just, I was like, if this takes place in 2025 or whatever, like you wouldn't only, like I get that maybe you're using interchangeable words for vagina, but I'm like, you just, you would say pussy and
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
wouldn't literally only say cunt. Like that was crazy.
That is crazy. I know that was their word, like in the sex, like in the moment, which is wild. I mean, teach their own, I guess but yeah, wild.
It was wild because it wasn't just him talking or her talking aloud. Like when she was thinking,
Describing. Yeah,
describing
yeah.
it, she would also use it. And I was like, you wouldn't.
No, no.
That would be crazy if you did.
Yeah, totally. I agree.
Oh, I wrote that her birthday is the same day as mine.
Nice.
Which I thought was funny.
That is funny.
And then I feel like on this podcast, we always talk about bad nicknames.
Yes, so gross.
And he calls her troll.
I need a Swede to like chime in. Is this for real? Like, are we calling people troll in Sweden as a term of endearment?
Endearment. It meant something like good luck or like lucky charm or like,
yeah, his good luck charm or whatever.
Or something like that. But I was like, after one time you calling me troll. Oh yeah, troll formal.
Okay.
If anybody is listening to this that speaks Swedish, they are rolling in their grave.
Yeah,
or
totally.
Like, whatever the form of that is. Yeah, for trolling or something like that. Okay, well, I just like, I don't know. I was like, I don't like this.
No, doesn't feel right. No.
Any other gripes and grumbles?
Not really. I feel like we were pretty
fair.
Totally.
Perfect. Okay, side character spotlight. This is our nomination for an unforgettable supporting character who deserves their due because sometimes the best characters aren't the main event. I hated most of the side characters,
Same.
but I liked Hassan, the British guy.
I guess I like the brother because I like anyone who's like going to bat for like their brother's happiness. You know, like that's the sibling being like she makes you happy, go for it. Like that I like, you know. I mean I did like too just the imagery of like identical twins doing the synchro diving. I was like, oh, that's cute.
Yes, and they were dating other identical
twins, which is wild. Yeah, so that's cute.
Nice. That's a good nomination.
Yeah,
I love that. Okay, our sequel scoop. This is our tea on any upcoming sequel seasons and the general reception. I actually think it's funny. When I surveyed my book friends, IRL, I got very mixed reviews.
Yeah.
But it seems like it generally got good reviews online. I don't think it was like it's not her top book, Ali Hazelwood, but didn't see much dissent.
No, there's a lot of hype around it. Like I feel like it got major promo as it was about to come out. I thought it was going to be huge, and just kind of it faded away real quick.
Totally.
Yeah. I think it would be a good movie. I mean, the kink part is tricky to film and stuff, especially with like younger casts and stuff. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's why it hasn't been picked up yet. But most of her books kind of have been, I think, right? Or are gonna like. I feel like they're making everything. Like it's such a romance time.
Well, they're doing the Love Hypothesis with Lily Reinhart from Riverdale.
Right. Yes.
Which is going to be on Amazon Prime. So I have no doubt that like more of her books will be picked up.
Yeah.
She's just obviously like just follow the money and yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was cinematic, the pool stuff.
Yeah, and I do think like it could be like a fun standalone rom-com. Like I just see it like cuz they go to so many different locations and you know when it's like plane and then it like title card that says like Amsterdam,
Mm-hmm,
plane,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Jacksonville. Like
mm-hmm.
I could totally see. I see the vision.
It would be very hard to fake a huge swim meet and a huge diving meet, though. Like that actually sort of looked like Worlds or the Olympics. Like that actually might be a big barrier now that I think about it. You can't, that'd be very expensive.
Yeah.
And yeah, it would just be hard to make that look not cheap on film.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm curious for like off campus and stuff like that, how they do the hockey, but hockey maybe is more reasonable. But if they were to do a movie or TV show, who do you envision as Lucas and Scarlett?
love pretend casting. And I kind of came up short on this. Honestly, I kept picturing a blonde man.
Me too.
There's so few adult male blondes in the world. Like I couldn't really think of anybody. Honestly, partially because his name was Lucas, I kept picturing Lucas Gage. uh,
Oh.
yeah, who's kind of like tall. He's like sneaky tall. Like you
Yep.
don't realize he's like 6'1". He could probably be pretty jacked.
Yeah, I met him in real life.
Did you really?
Yeah, when I went like meet like loosely, but when I was in LA last year, I was
Mm-hmm.
eating at a restaurant called Tower Bar.
Oh, I did. You told me this. This is all ring
Yeah,
bell. Yeah. Okay.
when you said sneaky tall, absolutely. He is
Yeah.
actually
Like
was like
6'2".
one of the tallest people there. Like
Wow.
really tall. At
Yeah.
least it felt that way. Yeah, the only kind of blonde that I could actually think of that's like I guess like a natural blonde was Austin Butler.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Austin Butler can do anything in my books. Oh my God.
Okay,
He's
but
great.
he would have to have like a Swedish accent.
I know.
So maybe they should actually cast a Swede that speaks English.
Yeah. Okay. I know he's old, way too old, but I have such a crush on the Swedish actor Joel Kinnaman. Do you know who he is?
No.
He's old now, but if this was, I mean, he could be the coach or something now. He's so hot. I love him. And
Yeah.
he's also kind of brooding. Like that's the thing with these sub dom things too, is they have to be a believable dom. Like they have to be.
He's so hot.
Are you dying right now? I know he's so hot, and he's like uniquely hot. It's like I don't know. He's like no one really looks like him, and he's Swedish. Like straight up speaks. He's if we could just age him down by 20 years.
By 20 years. Obviously the Skarsgård, like Alexander
Yeah,
Skarsgård is Swedish, but again,
yeah,
too old. I was kind of sometimes picturing, which I know he's German, but
yeah.
the guy that plays the lead in Maxton Hall, like that's another blonde.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Totally. He looks like a good swimmer type too. Like you have to have that swimmer build.
Yeah, like Cody Simpson. I guess I'm sure they could find a tall, blonde, ripped
Yeah, yeah.
Swede, but if they didn't, they could maybe change the country or whatever.
Maybe. Yeah, totally.
Think he would still have to be like part of it is them learning about the Swedish culture. I thought was cute,
Yeah, that was
but
cute.
like you could do the same if he was like from a different country. What about for Scarlett, aka Vandy?
Because of the singular braid, they kept talking about how she has one braid. I really couldn't get out of my head someone like Jenna Ortega.
And no, it's funny. I was thinking Jennifer Lawrence just because of the Katniss
Oh,
braid,
oh, interesting.
but like again, too old. Like
Yeah,
obviously,
yeah, obviously, but yeah, totally. But that type, I think Jenna Ortega too, because Scarlett's kind of goth. Like she's kind of like a loner. She's like, I don't know, she's just kind of outside of the like social circle. She struggles socially. She's got to hide at parties. I just felt like someone like that, like, or even like Zendaya or something like that. She can rock a singular braid too really well. But
I could see that. Yeah, it would have to be someone. I'm like these girls are too like twig thin. I'm like it has to be like
yeah,
like muscular athlete.
like gymnast, muscular, like really
Yeah,
jacked. Yeah, like little
yeah.
diver, obviously, but
That was also something that they talked about extensively. That I was like, we could have cut this, but like always talking about. And I get that it's part of the sport, but like, yeah,
hmm
just the sore muscles and the
yeah,
training and yeah,
yeah, the working out and stuff. Yeah, totally. I also like the juxtaposition of her being like really dark hair and him being really blonde or something. Like,
yeah, I like that too. In off campus, they have like I think pretty much like two they're not unknowns. They've been in projects, but like small projects. And I think that this
Okay.
would be a good movie to like maybe not have like, or they could use more unknown people.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they probably have to. I mean, when I say Jenna Ortega, I'm like, she would never
She
do
would
it. But like,
never,
it
she
just
would
kind of, it's just
never.
that like type of look or something. Or maybe that like, who's that girl from Stranger Things who was at the Taylor Swift concert in London, in LA? Sadie.
Sadie Sink.
Yeah, Sadie Sink.
Yes, Sadie
Yeah.
Sink. That's a really good one. That's a really, really good one. I was
Mhm.
even thinking like Lola Tongue from The Summer I Turned Pretty. Like she's a swimmer. Maybe it's just because she's a swimmer in that show.
And that was the thing too, maybe why this book didn't really hit for me is that I couldn't really picture them. Like sometimes when I really like a book, I have a clear image and I'm just like, that's the guy or whatever. But now I'm just like, I can't really picture them.
100%. I totally agree. Some like there was some nice quotes and stuff like that, but I do like find it's like if I can't even like remember one and like you guys I literally finished the book today and it just didn't seem super memorable. Even though again like
No.
I had a good time reading it. I read it over I think 3 days. Like
Oh, good for you.
once I got into it, I
Okay.
did some start stop in the spring, fully
Okay.
stopped it, and then it's like once I got in,
Yeah.
it was smooth sailing. But
Oh, good. I'll read more Ellie Hazelwood forever and always. I think she's good enough that I'm like, I'll always pick up her books. Like maybe not like crush all of them, but I trust them to be good enough for sure.
totally,
Yeah.
totally.
Mhm.
Okay, my last pitch for Scarlet is maybe what about like Haley Steinfeld?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I weirdly find her like so annoying. I don't know why. I think it's because of Pitch Perfect 3 or whatever.
Yeah, it
Oh.
100% is. Yeah, that's so funny. Or her dating that NFLer.
Yeah, totally. They're married now, I think.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. You're right.
Although she was very, very good in Sinners. She would do collegiate athlete well, actually. She would get really jacked and that would be good.
I could see her in the braid
Yeah, totally. And the one piece bathing suit.
and the one piece. Yeah. Okay, Kat, this was so much fun. Thank you
So
so
fun,
much
girl.
for coming on.
Thank you for having me anytime.
And that's the story of Deep End. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you to Kat for joining me on today's show. As soon as we finished recording, Kat texted me, Harrison Dickinson. And that makes so much sense because he was in Baby Girl, which was a Dom sub situation. He's blonde, he's tall, he's super hot. So I would be so for that. I think he's British, so we can make him a Brit. Wouldn't be as exciting as a Swede, but they could still do the whole like learning about each other's customs thing. But yeah, let us know what you think. And this is the penultimate episode, number 49, but before our 50th episode, where I'm covering my favorite book. And I finally finished all of the episodes I wanted to get done last April. LOL. I'm heading on vacation. I will be back in November. And I feel like I have some ideas of books that I want to cover, but if you have ones that I should read, let me know. Follow me on socials at Ready to Be Romanced. And of course, subscribe and leave a rating and review. That helps the pod find new listeners. Our next episode is Skin of the Night. Until then, happy reading. For Ready to Be Romanced, I'm Tori. Goodbye. Welcome to Ready. I forgot what podcast I was doing. Okay.